passing through Pacifica right now, and I'm gonna get some coffee. And there's a coffee shop that I've seen before many times, and it's like an old caboose. You know, I know this could be kind of a gimmicky thing, but it's kind of cool, so I'm gonna go check it out. Okay, so definitely a funky setup here, but we're gonna check out the coffee and see how it is. So for all you haters who like to roast me in the comments about eating bananas and peanut butter, I've got an apple today, so how's that for a twist? Just looking at this caboose is making me think like how cool it actually must have been. I mean, maybe it wasn't, but to like, you know, be cruising across the country in a caboose, you know, to have, I don't even know what job that would be, but it seems like it could have been a cool job. So I got an almond milk latte, and it's actually really good, but it's a little too sweet. I mean, I think they used sweetened almond milk, which I like unsweetened. I like my coffee, you know, not to be particularly sweet, or sweet at all for that matter. But thumbs up, it's good, definitely. Okay, so I got my stuff all ready, got my sunscreen on, and let me show you where I'm going. I've got quite a hike ahead of me. Down at the end of the parking lot, there's a trail that leads out onto this point, and I'm heading up to the top of the point. It was kind of a hike to get up here, but the nice thing is, it's like, with all these people around, this whole point I have to myself completely. And let me show you the views here. Okay, so first is looking south towards Lindemar. Okay, now we'll walk to the other side of this point here and look north towards San Francisco. So anyway, I got out my viewfinder and I looked around, and I think I'm gonna actually just paint, I'm not even gonna paint the ocean. There's some cool, like, I don't know what kind of trees they are, maybe juniper, or maybe some kind of cypress, I'm not sure. And there's hills in the background, but I'll show you what I'm looking at, and you know, but I only have time for a quick sketch, so I'm just gonna have fun. Okay, so I'm back to using a split primary palette, so a warm and cool of each of the primaries. So here's the view I'm looking at, and I'm just going to kind of move some of these items around. Like I'll move the trees around and the trail around just to try to get a good composition. Using liquid as usual. All right, so the darkest things out here are these trees, and so I'm gonna try to decide what color they are, you know, in the shadows. I don't want to do the obvious, which is dark green. I have no idea what color I want to use here. Maybe I want to add some red for a complement. Okay, so now I've got to hike out of here. It shouldn't be too bad, although there's a lot of poison oak on the way, so I got to be careful. Okay, so this is more or less the finished product. I'll do a few touch-ups as usual. But while I was out there, I was talking about the dark of the trees, like the color that was in the shadows, and I was trying to figure out what color to mix. And I didn't want to just use a dark green. They looked sort of dark green or almost black, so I couldn't see a lot of color in these shadows. But so I decided to go with ultramarine and alizarin crimson for like a deep purple, kind of a saturated violet purple color. And while I was out there, I thought it might be too strong, too saturated, but getting it home, it doesn't look strong at all, actually. So anyway, so in the future, I may push those colors, the shadow colors, even more. I did move some things around, like this tree or bush was kind of closer to the center, so I moved that. So I moved stuff around for compositional purposes. And other than that, I tried to get some areas of thin and thick paint. So in here, there's like areas that are just kind of scrubbed, or yeah, just kind of scrubbed in and thin where you can see the panel through. I kind of like that. Creates sort of a luminous look. And you know, some people may worry about, you know, that the lasting quality of that kind of paint, but when you use liquid, this creates, even though it's just a thin sort of wash over there or a scrub in, it's still really durable because of the liquid, you know. And so, and other than that, I just tried to get, you know, get some energy in the brushwork and kind of accentuate some of the planes of the landscape. So I have several different approaches to deciding on location for landscape painting. One is, you know, and it depends on the mood I'm in. I mean, sometimes I'm in a phase where I'm like I'm constantly trying to find a new place to paint, like new locations, new spots. And then other times I feel more like I'd like to dig deeper into places that I know. Like, you know, Pescadero is one of those places. I've gone there a lot. And in this place, Rockaway, I feel is one of those spots that I'd like to dig deeper into and get to know better. For one thing, it's just a place that had a good, I don't know if it's like good energy or whatever. It just felt good to be there. Something about it I really liked. And then there's a lot of artistic possibilities too, because you've got mountains in the distance, you've got the ocean, you've got these sort of fields and trails and trees. And so yeah, the place has a lot to offer. And it just felt good being there, and it was really nice. So I'll definitely be going back there. But like I said, I mean, there's two different approaches I have. I mean, both are valid. It just depends on what frame of mind I'm in. So anyway, as usual, thanks for coming along, guys, and I will see you in the next video.